When my friend took me to Monte Casino, I had no intentions of ending up dating a ritualist. I just wanted a man that was different from the guy that I had been dating, the man that I had been staying with, that I'm still staying with right now. He was someone that was giving me money. He still gives me money, but I felt as if the money that he gave to me, it was not enough. I wanted to go up. I wanted a man that had more money, more than the money that my boyfriend had. Brother Nashi, I never knew that there are people that do money rituals here in our country. I grew up in a Christian family, and I thought that every person have good intentions. As for me, I never understood that there are men that will use you so that they can make money. If someone would have told me maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago that you end up dating a ritualist, I would have said that the person is lying. I grew up in Hammanskraal. Growing up in Hammanskraal, life was very difficult. I watched my mother doing back-breaking piece jobs for these white people. She would go to the farms, she would work there for a month, then she would return back home once each and every month at the end of the month. When you would ask him how much money she would have been given, you will feel sorry for my mom. But still, she would give us the money and we would go and we will buy some groceries that would last us at least for a month. And when I talk about groceries, I'm just talking about the basic of the most basic stuff that you can buy as a grocery: your meal, your cooking oil, salt, and maybe some tinned fish. And for the rest of the month, you know that you just eat chicken head and feet and you are just surviving. I remember whenever I would go to bed hungry, and then I thought of just escaping. Growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer, but you can't be a lawyer going to school on a hungry stomach. Coming back, you know that the same hunger and level of poverty that you have left is waiting for you. I ended up dating taxi drivers, those that could at least give me some money so that I can buy something, me and the family, we can cook. And I started dating Somalians, those that started to have their spaza shops in our location to at least get some bread. One day we will give you some cool drink. That was a matter of survival. And I threw away the dreams of me ever becoming a lawyer, and I just wanted to leave Hammanskraal. By the time when I turned 22, I finally made my move. I landed as a job cleaner at this other hotel, but it was just casual. Eventually, I left Durban and I came to Gauteng. When I came back to Gauteng, I now moved to Ivory Park, where I was staying with my other friend. And staying in Ivory Park, it helped me a lot because there were other people there that assisted me to get a job who were friends with my friend. I should have just stayed doing my job, but I was just ambitious. When you are poor and you are just ambitious, you'll end up doing things that can even end up with you being in prison. Here in Ivory Park, we live in a back room. I sleep with this other guy that I stay with. That is where I met Hard Worker, a guy from Zim. That is his real name. Hard Worker is a plumber. He is from Zimbabwe. We met and then he asked for my phone numbers because I wanted someone to take care of me. I then agreed. Me and him, sometimes we go to his piece jobs and we assist each other. But being with Hard Worker, it is not the man that I really want. I have a baby daddy that is back in Hammanskraal. He is a local South African guy. He has no money, unemployed, and he left me after I had fallen pregnant. So when I met Hard Worker, my baby was still wearing diapers. So Hard Worker was the one that was assisting me with everything, and I loved him, but not to that level of me and him getting married one day. and I knew that he will always be poor for the rest of his life, because he told me his own life story, how he came to South Africa. He does not have any papers, and I just know that one day I have to leave him. So I always wanted a new boyfriend, but I was scared to go out there and to date you Nigerians, even though I had plenty of friends from Hammanskraal that were sleeping around with Nigerians. I was just afraid of dating anything past Zim guys. And I started to think about my friend. I have a friend of mine whom I'll call Cindy. She stays in Alexandra. She is someone that has connections. She would come to Ivory Park and collect me. We would go and drink alcohol at a club, and she is always looking nice. One day she came and picked me up over a weekend in a different Mercedes, and she told me that we were going to this other rooftop party. This was in Sandton. This was the first night that I had ever attended a rooftop party. As for Cindy, she is someone that dates a lot of men that have money. He said to me, I feel so sorry for you, the way that you are living your life with your Zim guy. Like, he is okay, use him to stay alive, but you need to look for a man who can make you to get out of Ivory Park. That was the seed, Brother Nashim, that she had planted in my heart. I started living a double life in my head before I ever lived it in reality. I would kiss hard worker goodbye in the morning, and then I would go and work at the mall where I was working, feeling so bad, wanting a man that can give me a lot of money. Whenever someone would shout at me at work, especially the manager that had once proposed love to me, and I said no. So he started treating me really bad, and I would blame it on hard worker since he was unable to give me the money that I wanted. So it was on a Friday night when I went to Cindy's place, and I lied to hard worker that I was going to be sleeping at Cindy's apartment, but we were going to Monte Casino, and I did not have any money. I felt sick with guilt knowing that I was about to do such a thing to my boyfriend. Even though I would complain a lot, I had never cheated on him like ever before. When we finally arrived inside of Monte, everything felt like a dream. It was so amazing. We then went to the high stakes blackjack table. That was when I saw a guy who is Nigerian, whom I am currently dating right now. I will just call him Mr. Z. Mr. Z is a Nigerian man. He was there, he was cashing out winnings, and he had stacks and stacks of money in front of him. When he looked at me, he just smiled and he bought me a drink, me and my friend. When I asked him the price tag of the drinks that he had bought for us, lol, this would cost more than what my boyfriend can make in 2 weeks or a week. This was a guy that has just spent a lot of money on me. So by the end of the night, I was in his Mercedes, and I went to Ivory Park and hid the money that he had given to me. He had given me some money because I had told him that I was really broke. I did not even have money for taxi to go to work. He asked me how much I was using each and every month for me to be able to go to work and to come back from work. I lied to him and I told him that per month I use at least about 2,000. So he then gave me the money and he said, okay, it's fine. But he gave me more than 2,000. I hid this money underneath the mattress. My boyfriend does not even know that this is what I did. So I was now cheating on my boyfriend. My hard worker, he was the guy that is my safe place, because as for this Nigerian, he told me that he has a lot of girlfriends. Not only a lot of girlfriends, there are times when I am not allowed to call him because he will be busy praying. He says that he is so much into his Islamic religion that he does not want to be disturbed on some nights. When he started giving me real money for me, I did not mind. I told him that as long as he gave me the money, as long as he takes care of me, even if he dates the whole of South African women, all that I want is for him to assist me. I told him that I want to return back to college so that I can study and get a good job. The money that he gives to me, it comes with a very weird condition, and that is why I am here. After dating this Nigerian guy, on the second month, that was when he sat with me down. He has never asked for any weird sex. He said to me, I have a special tradition protection that I use for my business. And I said, oh, okay, what kind of business are you doing? By then, I had not even asked him the kind of business that he does. He told me that he buys beef, he buys chickens in Brazil, and he brings them over to South Africa. And I said, you are lying. With all the cows that we have in South Africa, why do you buy beef in Brazil? He then told me that in Brazil, beef as well as chickens, they are much more cheaper than the chickens that they raise here in South Africa. And he told me that some of the meat that you buy, like your braai pack, some of the chickens, they are not South African made. They come from Brazil as chicken pieces. And I said, you are lying. And then he showed me what he does on his computer. He just buy things online, they put them onto the ship, and they come to Durban, and it gets delivered to different warehouses. It was a very good business that he was showing me, but he told me that in order for me to keep on making money, there are some things that I need to do. You know, I am a foreigner in your country. I can't just be using my business skills. I also need protection so that I won't get hijacked and no robbers can ever come to my place. You know how your country is like. And I said, okay, since you are giving me money, you can have whatever that you want from me, because I thought that maybe he wanted me to fall pregnant for him. I really did not understand what he wanted by then when we were having this conversation. He shocked me and he said to me, I need you to give me your used panty liner. This you do at the end of the week. Only the one that you wear on your Wednesday, even if I do not come and collect it on that same Wednesday. But when I come to collect it, I just want it from you, the one that you would have used. You are supposed to wear it throughout the day so that it can be dirty. Brother Nashi, when this man told me this, I said, is this some kind of a joke? But then he said, I will be giving you money. He gave me money and he said, this money I have already given you. It is the money for next week. So I just told myself that let me do this, because he promised me that nothing bad will ever happen to me. So this is what I have been doing. I cheat on my boyfriend, and each and every time when I use a panty liner on a Wednesday, when the sun is about to go down, I remove that panty liner and I put it to the side, and I just pack it nicely in this other small handbag, and I just leave it in the wardrobe, and I wait for him to come and collect it. He usually come and collects this panty liner on Sunday night. He calls me and we meet and I give it to him. I have been doing this, so I am feeling so much guilty, brother. There are times when I have left my boyfriend, we fight, I tell him that I have found a rich guy, then I go and I stay in Alexandra with my best friend. But the money that the Nigerian is giving to me, I am even shy to tell you, because people will laugh at me and say, so why are you even doing such a thing? If you was giving me money, I could be staying in Senton right now, but I'm still stuck. I still go to work because the money, it is not even enough. He gives me almost half my salary, which I am earning 6,000 at the place where I am working. So he gives me 3,000 each and every month. When I calculate per week, whenever he comes to collect the panty liner, he's not giving me more than that. I have asked him and I have said to him, why can't you just increase the amount of the money that you give to me? And he's like, babe, you know I can't give you more than that. And I said, why not? He said to me, it is because you're not even giving me your blood. It is just something that I can collect from anyone. Even today, if you say that you do not want to give me your used panty liners, any woman will be happy to give me the panty liner. So I have been thinking about this, my brother. It has been a long time. I have been giving this man my used panty liner only for 3,000. He says that is how life is like right now. You are getting money because I am working in a clothing store at Mall of Africa, and I give this guy my panty liner each and every Wednesday. So he is like, to me, you just mix the money that you are getting from the place where you are working, and you don't have to worry anymore about the transport money, the food that you eat at work. Use that 3,000 that I am giving to you. And I said, give me more. And he said, if I have to give you more, then it means that I will have to travel with you to Nigeria. And he said to him, to Nigeria to do what? Because he said, if you want, I can give you 10K per month, but I can only give you 10K each and every month after you and I would have gone to Nigeria. I don't want to go to Nigeria because he has not told me exactly why he wants to take me to Nigeria. He said that this is the only way that he can be able to give me the money that I want that can change my life. He said with the 10K, you can move out of Ivory Park, you can stay in a nice neighborhood, you can still go to work, you can go back to college. So I need real advice from your listeners. This road that I am walking on, what are the risks of the things that I am doing? I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us speak with him in the comment section. 3,000 for her used panty liners. Yo, strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us meet again in the following episode.